Now we'll see if the floodgates open. Gerstich on goal! Yes, sir! Shane Gerstich makes it 2!
One disappointing period aside, it was a strong weekend again for the national champs. Welcome to North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry. I'm Alex Heinert, and coming up on today's program, we're going to rewind through the good and the correctable in UND's series split with Miami, set the stage for a crucial midseason rematch with Duluth, and hear from Tyson, Jost, and Matej Tomek on their recent experience at the World Junior Championships. Here with me now, as always, the head coach of UND men's hockey, Brad Berry. And Brad, your team coming off an outstanding weekend last week in Omaha, a big 16-goal performance against the Mavericks. It was a little reminder of how good this team can be when everybody's healthy and everybody's playing together.
Yeah, 100%. It was a great weekend in Omaha, and we scored a lot of goals, and that doesn't happen every weekend. And as you can tell, against the Miami series, it was a lot tougher in regard of trying to fight our way to the net.
Yeah, certainly. You sweep Omaha, you get a big win against Union. Again, 3 straight wins in a row coming into this series. You're first against a non-ranked opponent for a long time, since Thanksgiving weekends. And in college hockey, nothing is guaranteed, and we saw that this weekend from a fired-up Red Hawk team.
Yeah, you know what, Miami, I think they had around 13 freshmen in their group. They had 8 on one particular evening playing, and they played with a lot of energy, and it gave us a little bit of trouble on Friday night. Thought we started the right way, but again, we have to learn the things that we have to do to play a 60-minute game.
So the UND having to deal with a Miami team playing their best hockey of the season. We'll have the highlights from Friday and Saturday's game when we come back.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
Welcome back. We're recapping North Dakota's series against Miami with the head coach, Brad Berry. And Brad, this was, as we mentioned earlier, kind of the first time in about 2 months your team was fully healthy and back together. Classes getting started this past week for second semester. Kind of a routine starting to develop. Nice to get back into that routine on the season.
Yeah, absolutely. We got everybody in our lineup like you talked about. Classes started again the second semester, and again, structure's in order as far as what we do on a daily basis. So it's great to get the second half going, and the first half went really quick, and I know the second half will too.
Yeah, so second half success has been part of North Dakota's routine in recent seasons, and that would hope to continue this weekend against a fired-up Miami Red Hawk team that had won 4 straight coming in. First home game for UND September 10th. Back to not lost in the 11,000 plus who were fired up for this one. Early stages of the first, though, it would be the visitors who would strike first. Zach Laval firing a shot right here that would deflect in off the skate of Gordy Green to make it 1-0 Redhawks.
Yeah, kind of an unfortunate bounce on our behalf. We had all 3 guys changing at one time, and they gave them transition up the ice, and then once they put the puck to the net, I thought we boxed out pretty well. But again, went off our shin pad in the net, and again, they're up 1-0.
Yeah, Christian Wolanin in good position there. Not much you can do on that. Wolanin would make amends as he comes right back 2.5 minutes later. A shot that takes the deflection from the point and is able to beat Ryan Larkin to make it 1-1.
Yeah, a good play of keeping the puck in. Casey Johnson puts it over to Christian. Christian was a little bit evasive up top and got a puck to the net and tied the game short order.
3rd goal in 2 games for Wolanin, tied up there at 1. Shots would be even at 7 apiece through the first, but you would have the better of the chances. Good opportunity there for Joel Janatwini.
Yeah, shorthanded. Joel's done a great job killing penalties for us, and he got a little bit of an angle to get to the net and made a great play.
Yeah, overall, pleased with the first 20 minutes in this one, Coach?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we got some pucks to the net. We played with some pace, and again, other than the first goal that we gave up, I thought it was a pretty solid period.
Still tied at 1 at the start of the second. A good chance for Miami to open the period. Cam with the initial save coming up here. The rebound falls to Kiefer Sherwood, and he rings this one off the pipe.
Yeah, you know what? They didn't play very much in our end of the rink, but when they did, they got a couple of opportunities on us, and again, they lucky we didn't get one against us there.
Big sequence here again. Early on in the second period, a penalty there taken by Rhett Gardner, then Brock Besser gets checked from behind, so back-to-back penalties at the same time you go on a 5-on-3 power play, and you take advantage almost immediately.
Yeah, there's not too many times where you get a full 2-minute 5-on-3 advantage, and again, we called a timeout and tried to get our guys in order here, and again, made a good play there to Brock to get the puck to him, and he made no mistake. He can shoot the puck, and he did.
Yeah, Brock Besser's 11th goal of the season. That made it 2-1, 2:48 into the period. Another look there. Brock's 4th goal in his last 3 since returning from wrist surgery. couple of minutes later, moments after the power play expires, Shane Gersich, who's been just doing this all season, another quick wrist shot with the screen in front of the goaltender to make it 3-1 for North Dakota.
Yeah, it was a good entry play here. Obviously Shane driving wide, but Ospagansky drives the middle of the ice, drives two defensive back, which gives Shane a lane to the net, and he's got a quick release and handcuffed the goaltender there.
16th goal of the season for Shane to take the lead in the NCHC in that category. You were in control of this contest, had a couple of decent chances to make it 4-1, but the tide started to turn in the last 5 minutes of the period. What changed, Coach?
Well, you know what? We had a power play with about 7 minutes left, and we didn't capitalize on it, and didn't get a lot of momentum. And then they came back in the last 5 minutes of the second period, and they got a few chances on us. We didn't defend the right way off the rush and in zone, and that gave them momentum going into the third period.
Yeah, Cam Woodnake, 12 saves in the period, most of which coming in the final few minutes. Lead still 3-1 going into the third, but momentum shifted and then would change a little bit on the scoreline as well. Anthony Lewis able to somehow get this puck past Cam just 32 seconds into the third.
Yeah, you know what? We got into the zone right away off the faceoff and had an opportunity to net. They came down here, and this was kind of a common theme and early in the third period of their entries of coming through the middle of the ice a little bit easy there and getting the first goal. That got them going for the third period.
Yeah, they looked at the goal for a long time to see if Lewis had actually knocked it in with the stick instead of the body. The goal would stand, and shortly thereafter, another big goal. Carson Meyer with a nice move to beat Cam to make it 3-3.
Yeah, again, I think the puck got put up the ice. They transitioned the puck quickly, and they went around a couple of our guys here. And again, those goals, they can't happen in the third period when you have a lead.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes later, another goal for the Redhawks. Good bit of skill here from the freshman. Karsh Bachman splits the defense and makes it 4-3. Things just not going your way at this point.
No, and again, that's like I talked about off the rush. Again, we have to play tight as a 5-man unit up and down the ice. We can't have those seams defensively.
Matej Tomek will get a shot in goal, replacing Cam halfway through the period, but more the same here. Another big goal. Ryan Soroki, the quickest to react to a scramble in front. That made it 5-3. And then after a game misconduct from Austin Pagansky, gave Miami a power play for really the remainder of the contest, 5-minute power play. Louisville PDO makes it 6-3, and that pretty much does it there for this one on Friday night. 3 shots in that one. You get a couple of chances late to tie it back up, but the damage was done. Miami wins their 5th straight.
Our main thing is outwork the other team, get on them quick, back check, and really track them down and, get pucks moving north and get the puck low. And, I think that was a success in the first half of the game. But, when we got to the last 5 minutes of the second and the whole third, they really took control of the game and outworked us in every aspect.
We got complacent and, we felt comfortable with the 2-goal lead. And obviously, we've learned from time and time again that, you can't be comfortable with any lead in this league. So, we got to forget about this one and just come back tomorrow willing to work and willing to get the win.
On the bright side, we can play them tomorrow and, definitely show them the type of game that we play and that we play for a full 60 minutes. So I think definitely have to have a better focus tomorrow.
Certainly a tough loss to take on Friday night. This was the first time that UND had lost when leading after 2 periods in 82 games. What was the biggest reason for that lapse in those final 25 minutes?
Well, I think it was the last 5 minutes of the second period. We gave them a few opportunities. They got to regroup in their locker room. They gained momentum off it. They came out and scored a goal in the first shift, and that kind of added to that their momentum. And we didn't play strong defensively through the middle of the rink, through the neutral zone. And again, it's such a tough league. You have to play 60 minutes. We played a good 35, but not a complete 60. And again, we have to take away the positive that we have to make sure that we close out games.
Yeah, that was the message from the guys, certainly after the fact as well. And they hope for better things coming up on Saturday, and they would get them. Stick around. Highlights from Game 2 are coming up next. After the 6-3 defeat to Miami on Friday night, Bradbury and North Dakota would look to rebound on Saturday. And Coach, if you're looking for a positive to take out of this, Denver lost, Duluth lost, the 2 teams ahead of you in the standings. I know you maybe see it as a missed opportunity to gain some ground, but you don't lose any ground either.
No, you didn't lose any ground. It's just, you're right, it's a missed opportunity. Not too many times Duluth and Denver lose a game, and that's when you have to gain the ground. But again, looking at the positive side, we came out hard on Saturday night and played the right way for full 60 minutes.
Yeah, that's got to be the biggest key to recovering from a loss like this, is to come right back out and start strong, and that was, as you said, the case in Game 2. A motivated UND team determined to put together a full 60-minute performance, and you would get off on the right foot just 3 minutes in. Right at the end of a power play here, Ludwighoff wins the puck in your zone, pushes it ahead to Zach Jan. He feeds Dixon Bowen, the freshman, combining for your first goal.
Yeah, you know what? That line played well all weekend, Hoff, Bowen, and Jan, and they have some chemistry. You see Ludwighoff taking the body, separating the puck, and then Zach Jan pushing it up. And again, all three of these guys can get up and down the ice. They have great skating ability, and Dixon drove the net.
Bowen's third goal in his last 6 games to make it 1-0. Only 44 seconds later, though, the Redhawks would answer. Great backdoor play, another goal for Anthony Lewis.
You know, that's another thing we got to keep working on is for the response, whether we score a goal or get scored on the next shift after. And again, it was kind of deflating a little bit that they scored, but again, our response, we came back pretty good after that goal against.
Yeah, certainly. 1-1 after 4 minutes. At the 8:24 mark here of the first, another great play. Tyson Jost finding his line mate Austin Pagansky backdoor to make it 2-1.
Yeah, really good chemistry within that line, moving pucks and advancing pucks going north, and really good execution. Austin going to the net and tapping one in.
Pogo with his 5th goal in his last 7 games. That top line really starting to gel between Jost, Gersic, and Pagansky. Only a minute later, Miami would nearly tie it up at the other end. A great point shot that gets by Cam, only for Casey Johnson to clear it off the line. A key play from the freshman.
Yeah, you know what? A little bit of traffic at the net here, the puck laying around, and good thing Casey was there to bat it away. Otherwise, it'd be a tie game again here.
Yeah, able to keep it 2-1 heading into the second period. Early on in period number 2, a great chance created here for Brock Besser to extend the lead. A little one-time blast after a deflection off a skate, but Ryan Larkin there for the stop.
Yeah, you know what? Brock had an opportunity in the slot there. He got a lot of wood on it. Good opportunity. But you know what? Larkin played a solid weekend for him. He made a great save there.
Yeah, really good freshman goaltender that's earning the minutes this season for Enrico Blasi. At the other end, Karsh Bachman, another freshman kid playing well. A great chance here. The rebound spills to Carson Meyer. Maybe a sigh of relief from Cam after this one.
You know what? They had some pretty good team speed up front, and there's not too many times that you get by Colton Pullman there, and again, they use it to their advantage.
At the end of the play, Tucker Pullman get hit with an elbowing call, so you're on the penalty kill, but a great shorthanded effort here. Janet Tweenan with the steal, Rhett Gardner with the goal.
Yeah, you know, it started with penalty kill up ice pressure. Joel had a great stick here and got the puck away, and then obviously with Rhett Gardner being the second layer there, he got the puck and made no mistake, and that was a huge goal, huge time of the game.
Yeah, certainly. 4:13 into that second period. Gardner now 4 of his 5 goals this season have come on special teams. 3-1 the lead for UND. Miami nearly gets a goal back here. Ryan Soroki clattering off the pipe, but where the luck wasn't with you on Friday, maybe a little fortunate here on Saturday.
You know, you're exactly right, Alex. That's a game of hockey that you can see Cam tapping the post there. That's his best friend. But again, some nights you have it, some nights you don't. And on that particular night, we had it.
3-1 after 2, the same thing as Friday, but no comeback for the Redhawks on this night. You controlled the game the rest of the way, outshooting Miami 34-15 to help you earn the vital splits.
It was huge to get started off here in the Saturday night game really well, and you know we can't lose 2 games anytime throughout the rest of the year, especially when it gets down to crunch time. So just kind of battling up and winning games in a row, it's going to be huge.
We definitely had a full 60 minutes tonight, and you know I really liked how we came out in the third hard, and you know we didn't kind of lay back and just think we had the game won. We went out there and you know controlled the pace of play and all that, and you know that's what you got to do.
I liked our weekend for the most part, except for the end of the second and the third period Friday night. But I like how the guys were tonight, and thought we played a good game. It's not like you're that far off when you win. You may be close to losing. It's just a few details, and vice versa. So. You know, it's something we're learning, and we got to just mentally stick with it the whole time, and that's real key for us. The biggest key is, you know, just a mental focus and wanting to be great and wanting to push yourself and not just accept, you know, average. So we just got to keep pushing to be better out there.
A much better performance for North Dakota all around in game number 2, Coach. Felt like the intensity and the execution just took a step up on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the first game, there was a sour taste in our mouth after the game in the locker room, and the word that was used was unacceptable. You know, leading after 2 periods, 3-1, and that usually doesn't happen, and it's unacceptable. And I'm glad it came out of the players' mouths. That's what we were thinking too. Mm-hmm. So it was a better response on Saturday. Yeah,
this has been a season of big gains and big steps forward, followed by little steps back, and that was kind of the case again this weekend.
Yeah, it is. Again, it's about a team that's growing here as a young team, growing every day, and I think there's a little bit more consistency as the second half progresses. progresses here, and it's good to see. And again, we still have a lot of things to work on, and we will continue to do that.
Yeah, certainly a big win on Saturday to give you some momentum going into this Duluth series. Now, you've won 4 of your last 5 and get a Bulldog team still atop of the NCHC race.
Yeah.
Team that you certainly saw early in the season and were swept by. How different is your team now than when you first faced the Bulldogs back in October?
You know, I can't speak for them as far as their team because we haven't seen them very much, a little bit on tape. But for us, we've grown as a team. You know, there's some things that we went through that we had to get through, and we're a lot better team than we were back when we played them in the first half. So again, you know, we'll remember what happened in Duluth, and we got to make sure that we play the right way here.
Yeah, big test this weekend, Coach. Best of luck in it. We'll talk to you about it next week.
Thanks, Alex.
Cool. Thanks to Brad. Coming up when we come back, Matej, Tomek, and Tyson Jost talk about their experience at the World Junior Championships. That's next. Welcome back. UND's Tyson Jost and Matej Tomek are both several weeks removed from representing Canada and Slovakia at the recent IIHF World Junior Championships in Toronto and Montreal. As you can imagine, both will not soon forget their experience.
Whenever you put that jersey over your chest, it's something that's really humbling.
Jost finds a man, Jost, in the back, Jost scores! Tyson Jost opens the scoring! Rocco now dancing it down the right side. The drop from Cummins there. Shoots one that's stopped by Tomek.
It was awesome. I mean, it was my dream. Growing up, it was a very big accomplishment for me personally.
I just remember getting the call from one of the management guys in Hockey Canada, and he said I was going to be part of the selection process there to hopefully be a part of the World Junior team. And yeah, once I got that call, it was definitely exciting. And then all the thoughts started kind of just spinning of what's going to happen and what's going to be like, and how it would be pretty exciting to be a part of that tournament and be a part of that team.
Around the end of November, I got an email from our team manager that I got selected for a tryout camp first, and I wasn't guaranteed a spot or anything at all to start with, so I knew I had to work hard to get on depth chart there, and I was very happy that it worked out the way it did.
I'm not gonna lie, after I got that knock on my door saying that I made the team, it was a time where I could kind of relax, and all those nerves kind of went away just because it was a long week and it was definitely stressful. So yeah, it was nice to finally get that knock on my door.
Cummins got it, takes a look, fires a shot, and it's stopped by Tomek. Right before the break, Brad Berry, the head coach of North Dakota, and their goalie coach, Carl Gehring, felt that Tomek was really starting to come on in practice. He was having a lot of good practices. His compete level was really high.
Definitely for the first couple minutes I had nerves, obviously coming to a game on the big stage. And against the USA, of course, the best players face in college hockey. So it was great, but the night when the nerves fell off, it was just a great experience overall.
Jammed house at the ACC. Let's listen as Team Canada takes to the ice.
There's a lot of expectations, and Hockey Canada, it's a pretty prestigious organization. So the tournament in Montreal and Toronto was something that I'll never forget. That was pretty spectacular. All the support that we got throughout that tournament was unbelievable, and to play in front of a sold-out crowd like that every night, it's something that you're not going to get too often. When they're all screaming and cheering for Canada, it's something that's pretty special. It's something I'll remember for a long, long time here.
And Matej Tomek has been shining early on.
I think there were a couple mistakes that I wasn't happy about. Obviously, you can't be perfect on every moment, but I think I take it as an accomplishment, and I look forward as a good start to second half of the year here.
I think now I can kind of appreciate it a little bit more maybe than I did when I was in the moment. I think you don't really enjoy the moment while you're in it because you're so focused on your end goal. But yeah, once I kind of got back here and took a few days just to kind of settle and look back on everything, it was definitely an awesome experience.
With Tyson, you know, he played 5 games in 6 days or four games in 4 days, and you know, I'm sure his legs are feeling terrible right now. But you know, that's the type of kid he is. He prepares so well and gets mentally and physically prepared for every game.
With Tyson being on Team Canada and Matej on Slovakian team, great opportunity to play within their age group at the international level. And again, it's tough to have them away from our group, but they'll be great players in the second half for us.
It was awesome. I grew up playing with or against all of the teammates that were there right now, so it was great to hang out with the boys again and see a couple of them after a couple of years too. So it was very nice to spend my Christmas break that way.
I'll look back on this in a year or two and really realize how much I learned and how awesome and incredible it was to be a part of that tournament, and how honored and truly humbled I was to represent my country in that atmosphere. And yeah, it's something that I'm definitely going to remember, and that has to be my biggest memory that I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life.
Tomek played well in goal for Slovakia in his 2 starts during pool play, while Jost was a key member of Canada's run to a silver medal, Tyson becoming UND's 22nd World Junior medalist, but the first to earn silver. When we come back, we're going to set the scene for the big series against Duluth. That's coming up next.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
This next weekend's going to be huge against Duluth. Obviously, they're one of the top teams in the nation, especially in our conference. Get those extra points up on them, it's going to be huge. So it's we're going to have to play North Dakota hockey, and I think if we do that, I think we'll be just fine.
Austin Pagansky helping set the scene for the first rematch of the season for North Dakota, and it is a vital one in the battle at the top of the NCHC standings. Number 4 Minnesota Duluth makes their annual trip to Grand Forks almost 3 months after sweeping UND at Amsoil Arena in late October. Number 8 North Dakota hoping to return the favor this time around. As always, the puck drops at Ralph Engelstad Arena Friday at 7:30 and Saturday at 7. You can watch Game 1 on CBS Sports Network and Game 2 right here on Midco SN. We will be back next Tuesday to break down both games on our next edition of North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry. Until then, I'm Alex Heinert. We'll see you at the Ralph.